Oh, dream weaver, dreaming of cookies and freedom, right? Is that the words? Who cares? It's time for another episode of New Job Who Dis? Cookies and freedom. What a better way to start off episode 36 of New Job Who Dis. I am your illustrious host, as always, Mr. Halston Body, B-O-D-D-Y. Why are you here? Well, if you are one of my illustrious 11 listeners, you are back because you are part of this ongoing saga and tale about where I am and how I got to be where I am today as Halston Body Pro Wrestling Manager to the stars. How did I get here? A long road of dreams and jobs and failure. Failure! Such an ugly word, failure, but that's what we had to get through to get to where we are. And a lot of dreams and a lot of hopes and a lot of lessons along the way that got us to where we are. And if you are new here, I absolutely welcome you, of course, and encourage you to go back and spend your Thanksgiving weekend coming up. I need you to listen to all of the episodes. There's so many. 35 to go back on. That's 35 hours of programming. That's just a few road trips, right? I mean, come on. Get with it. But you're here and we're here. I am thankful to have you, and we will see each other on Black Friday again. Yes, I will make sure we are programmed so you have episode 37 on Friday as well. I am not going to take the weekend off. I will make sure to be here for that. But we're talking about Friday. Let's talk about now. Monday. Where were we? Woo! Angry. That's where we were. We were real angry. We were angry because I had been working for the Hard Rock Cafe. I believed in the Hard Rock Cafe. I wanted to believe in the Hard Rock Cafe. I put away all the bitterness. I put away all the prejudgments. I put away all the past experiences and started anew at the Hard Rock Cafe. But after 2 years and change, it was night and day. It was go team go and rah rah siskumbah. Go Hard Rock go. I'm here for you. Are you here for me? And the answer was a resounding no. This was the job that I had to learn. And I learned hard. I mean, Gamefly was the start of it. Best Buy had hints of this. But this was a smack in the face that I was physically upset about, that this company that I wanted to prosper in turned their backs on me, if only because I spoke up and saw injustice in how things were being done as far as employees. And I mean, I was there. My heart was there. I made pins for this guy. I designed Hard Rock pins for this company. I took hours when no one else would. I was there making sales and making it cute. And they pulled the rug out from under me. They chopped hours and they were just playing favorites and being awful management. I've said it before. I think I said it in the last podcast. There was a study I read or some sort of business survey, and they say people don't leave companies, they leave management for those companies. And this was absolutely true. I wanted to believe in that Hard Rock so bad, and I did. And the management that got shuffled through the deck was just, for lack of a better word, piss poor and just not in the right spot. And it just hit me bad. Whew. Well, what am I going to do? I mean, come on. I've been fighting this fight for so long. I want to make myself happy. I mean, let's be honest. That's kind of what this is all about. I want to do a job that makes me happy. This was making me happy, but then all of a sudden it made me really unhappy. It was like getting in a great relationship with somebody and things are going great till after the honeymoon. And then it's just ugly and gross and you feel bad for being there. And you're kind of just there until something better comes along or something else changes you. And I was hanging out with a friend by the name of Scott and his husband Joe, his boyfriend Joe. They weren't married. Boyfriend Joe. And I was taking a turn, essentially. What I was doing was trying to get away from the old me. The Hard Rock thing was a start of it. I wanted to just lean into just being a good employee and just making it work for what it was. And I thought I had it. And it was bad. And so what I was also doing was I was recently single. Oh, yeah, no, finally the 7 years that was together with Paul was gone. It should have lasted 4, but we stuck it out because we were kind of there together for the long haul, sort of. So that died. I was single, and I purposely stayed single. I wanted to stay single because I felt like I needed to be single. That was it. I just wanted to stay that way. I didn't want to chase boys anymore. I just wanted to fend for myself. And what's funny is that during that time, I didn't really feel the need. I didn't chase it out. I didn't, hey, all boys, I'm in the neighborhood. Hey, everybody, free and single now, come line it up. I wanted to repair myself in some way. I was going to therapy. I was doing yoga with Scott and friends. It was great. Yoga was fantastic. I was ingesting copious amounts of marijuana to keep my brain creative and to help me sleep when I needed to sleep. So all of that combined, during this time of distress, I had this conversation with Scott. He said, what? And I said, I was just frustrated with my job. He said, well, what's your next job going to be? I said, why can't my day job be as fun and easy as baking cookies? And that sparked a conversation, not only just with Scott, but also with myself. Hey, maybe I could just bake cookies. How would I do that? How would I just bake cookies and make that my day job? Baking cookies. Do I just go work for Mrs. Fields? Well, that's industrial mall cookies. I don't want that. So I started to think and go, okay, well, I know how to bake cookies. So it's not like I need to go to like baking school and get the expensive baking degree to bake cookies. I know how to bake cookies. Based on reviews from the common folk that I gave to at work and otherwise, I knew how to make cookies. So let's find a way to make cookies. But how? Well, you've got a brain. You've got time. You've got creativity. You're an artist. You're single. And you've now painted your walls with brown craft paper. With tape. I didn't paint. Let me clarify. I put it all over my walls and I put a jar of markers on the corner of my dresser. And this was sparked by an idea given by Scott and another friend named Jen about vision boards. And for a good year and change, I wrote every idea, every cookie idea, every thought I could come up with regarding a cookie business. What did I need? How many employees? What kind of hours? What kind of displays would I have for the cookies? Why are these cookies unique? What makes them special? What's the point of these cookies? Anything and everything that I could my brain dumped. I just wrote it down because that's what they tell you to do. Just write it down. It'll all, you never know what you're going to need. You never know when you're going to need it. It's just good to practice and write and write and write and write and write. And write I did. And the creativity flowed and manifested into the point where it started as just selling cookies on the street corner to doing like private party cookies. Like I would cater parties with cookies, like almost like a birthday cake, right? I brought the cookies. Yay! Expensive, fun cookies for my spoiled children. I mean, that's where I don't know. That's where it was. And then it became like street cart cookies. Like I would be like the Mexican street vendors, you know, how they have the elote carts and the snack carts and all that, and the ice cream carts. I would be the same, except I'd be with cookies. Then it became like a hot dog cart. So I'd be like downtown where they have the hot dog carts where busy business walk, and we're walking through the street. I just need a quick $5 hot dog. I'd be the quick dollar cookie guy. Get a fresh hot cookie. I mean, that's what my brain was. I was just unraveling idea after idea after idea after idea. And it wasn't just limited to cookies. Oh no. Because yes, cookies could be seasonal. Cookies can be, I was following like the cupcake trend that was happening. By the way, that was happening at the time. Just to cue you in, like time frame wise, 2009, 2010, going into 2011, around this time, the cupcake craze was happening. For those who can't remember, or maybe were you too young, or you just were in a coma, there was a cupcake craze where people were selling $3, $4, $5 cupcakes. Fancy cupcakes. It became a thing. It came out of New York, and the whole sprinkles thing and da-da-da-da-da. Gourmet cupcakes became the rage. So my brain followed that path and went, well, listen, if they can make cupcakes a thing and it can blow up and become nationwide, you have these giant crumbs and sprinkles and da-da-da, why can't there be a new cookie? Mrs. Fields has been around forever. We need something fresh. We need something new in the cookie land. It's me, darling. Cookies. And so I thought of it. I was like blown up. I was like, okay, we're going to have holiday cookies, and every month has a special cookie and charity cookies. And I mean, I was taking all the notes I could from every restaurant I ever worked at. And I was taking notes from the Hard Rock. And I was taking notes from customer support from everything I've ever worked on. And went, how do we do this? It blew up in my mind to the point where it became a cookie food truck. Now you're thinking, okay, I'm used to hearing about food trucks being taco trucks, burrito trucks, burger trucks, quick and dirty, right? Quick and dirty sandwiches, wraps, grilled quickly, deep fried fries, things, fun, carnival type food. Not too often you see a dessert truck out there. Ice cream, of course, ice cream trucks, absolutely, but not cookies or cake or confection. Just, it wasn't a thing. In Los Angeles at the time, food trucks were still a thing. It was still a hot thing that was still growing as a commodity, as far as a business. New laws were still being laid down because it was such a quick growing business, and people were doing all sorts of random things, and there's all sorts of new rules being laid down, and it was just this like hotbed for food truck mania. It was great. And I thought, well, that would be fun. Get to see a new place every day, drive your truck around, and bring smiles and fun. And of course, my brain didn't want to just be a food truck. I wanted it to be an experience. Because, of course, I come from the school of KISS. I mean, if you're going to give them dinner and a show, I mean, why not, right? Here's some cookies and some entertainment, something, I don't know. Again, free reign. Marijuana, copious amounts of sativa marijuana, keeping my brain thinking and coming up with creative ideas. Some of them were ridiculous. Some of them were right on the money and smart. And I kept grinding and I kept grinding. And I was just sort of like keeping to myself a bit. I didn't want to date anybody, so I didn't want to get out of the bedroom. I kind of just stayed to myself for the most part. I mean, I was hanging out with some local close friends, but I was not party, hang out with everybody. Woo! I was busy trying to change my life. I hung out with Scott and his friends a bunch, and that was refreshing. That was another merging thing that was happening. So I talked about how I was kind of escaping the bear world at this time, the gay bears, the gay Caucasian bear group that I was very much still involved with. I was climbing away from them into this new group of people that were introduced to me by Scott, who were still adjacent to that, but they were the Burning Man folks. They were the creative weirdos of Los Angeles and other places. They were all part of that. They were absolutely these wackadoodle, like, dream chasers. And it was females, and it was people of color, and it was straight people, and it was couples, and it was just this different group of people I was hanging out with. And it felt great. It was like putting on a fresh new coat or changing your sheets and got brand new pillows on the bed. I'd been hanging around with the same people for a long time, and this brand new group of people sifted in, thanks to Scott and other people that were hanging around Scott, and just that sort of melding that was happening. Not to mention, these people and Scott were very encouraging of chasing something that might be out there versus just taking what is just being handed to me or what I'm just doing. I'm just doing the work at the Hard Rock, and that's it. Nothing fulfilling anymore. It was no longer satisfying. It was not fun. What's a boy to do? Well, I'm being encouraged by all these people, all these new people. The old people weren't really that encouraging. I mean, they weren't against anything. There were a few people that were like, wow, yeah, that sounds fun. I love what you're doing with this crazy cookie thing idea. Yeah, great. I had a couple, there were supporters few and far between in between all that. But I also had this new group of friends that were, there were more acquaintances and getting to know yous, but at the same time, it was very much like they were all about, yes, chase those dreams, young man. You can do it. Just put your mind to it. Don't listen to those naysayers or whatever. Just follow it. Yeah. And I did. So while I'm working at the Hard Rock and hating it, I'm distracting myself by chasing this dream and looking for this different end game than to where I've been and what I'm continually doing. I just felt like my record was on skip. So I just kept grinding and grinding and grinding. I was going to food truck festivals. I was going up to the other there was one other cookie truck that I knew of in LA, and I was spying on them. Oh God, yeah, I was spying. Where are you getting the cookie dough? How are you making the cookies? How fast do they come out? I was looking at every detail. I was trying to get what is the turnaround time for your cookies? Are you making cookie ice cream sandwiches? Is it 3 for a deal cookies? What are we doing? How many cookies are you making per menu item? Is it limited? Do you run out of cookies? What is the secret to this? Because based on what I knew without actually going to any classes or going to a food truck how-to course, I just had to figure it out and just kind of know what I know about restaurants and service time. And I ate plenty of food at food trucks to figure it out. I could tell when people were angry about a truck and the food wasn't quality and it wasn't worth the wait. And I was reading online reviews and I was hearing about the Kogi truck and how amazing that was. And I was all these Pioneer trucks and what was going on. I was doing the research. I was doing the work. I was absolutely engulfed in cookies, business planning, and food trucks because I wanted to see if I could make this happen. While this is happening, obviously my time at the Hard Rock is coming to an end. We have to find other work to pay the bills. We'll get to that in a second. At the same time, before I quit the Hard Rock, before I walk out of there for the final, I'm out of here, I've had enough, I'm trudging to the finish line with the Hard Rock. A certain person who is a producer knocks on my door. And when I say knocks on my door, I mean messages me via Facebook, DMs me out of nowhere, because it's not like we talked and knew each other. It's just a random message. Hey, what are you doing with this food truck? What are you doing? What is this? Tell me more about these cookies. And I'm like, what? Who's asking? Because I didn't remember who this dude was. I was like, who's asking? It's Doug. No, that's not his name. It's not Doug. Sorry, it starts with a D, and I'm blanking. God, he messaged me out of nowhere, and I was like, well, who's asking? He's like, oh, just an executive producer who wants to know. I produced. I was part of the gang at the I Survived a Japanese Game Show crew. What? Yeah, I just been following your Facebook. You seem very engulfed in this food truck thing. Well, tell me more. Do you want to tell me about this? What? Yeah, I'd love to tell you about this. What are we talking about here? Well, to put it in a nutshell, because every meeting was a meeting, but over the course of like a couple months, this producer and I, who shall remain nameless because I don't want to give it away. I mean, if it comes out, it comes out. It's not a big deal. There's nothing to indict him on. I'm just telling you the story. Let's not worry about the gossip. Let's just worry about what's going on here. So this producer and I have several private lunch meetings, one-on-one meetings. And he's picking my brain, trying to figure me out. What am I doing? What am I doing with this cookie thing? What am I doing with food trucks? What's the story here? And the story is exactly what you've been hearing up until this point. I'm this down and out dude who's turning 40 soon, and I need a way out. I need to get out. I'm approaching my 40s, and I need to change. I need to chase a dream and get out of this place, because I want to make people believe that you can do it at any age. You can change your life and make it for the better. And what I didn't realize what was happening at the time we were meeting was this was turning into like pitch meetings. It was what was sort of loosely being pitched and tossed around in our conversations was a solo reality show based on me trying to chase this food truck dream with cookies. So it was like a underdog story of this ragtag guy out here just trying to make it. And he's going to break away from his life in the corporate world of the hard rock, and he's going to go and chase his dreams, man. Yeah! America. And that's what was painted. That was kind of the loose idea, because it seemed right up like a TLC or a Food Network like reality show story. Here's this guy. Let's see if this guy can do it, you can do. And he's a character and he's a goof, and we're gonna make him into a reality show guy. I already had reality show experience. I was on I Survived a Japanese Game Show. I brought in big ratings. They were loving me in the production booth. They could not get enough of me. So the way this sort of was talked was I had to get some folks together and try to create some sort of gaggle of friends who wanted to help me start this business. The problem was I didn't have a lot of friends that were interested in what I was doing. Scott was interested because he was following my path and seeing if I could get out of whatever pain I was being caused by the hard rock. And then I had my friend Buck, but he was kind of resourceless. Like, he didn't have a lot of resource. That's the right word. He not knocking Buck. I'm just saying, like, it's not like he was like standing by with investments and help. He was sort of looking for his own dreams to come true and chasing things. And he wasn't part of my path. And I didn't really have a lot of support around me. Again, not to say that people were against my dreams or against it. They just weren't, there wasn't anybody lining up to help out because they saw the energy I was bringing to the table. There wasn't like people going, listen, we're going to do this. I see your cookie dream. Scott was the one, but Scott, again, was very independent and had his own thing going. So he wasn't going to drop his life to chase mine, right? He was just an encourager. He was like, go dreamer, make it happen. Dreams. Yeah. And I was right there. I was like, yes. All this encouragement, everything great. So I was talking to this guy, this producer guy, and while he seemed very interested in me, he totally understood me, totally saw what I was doing. I feel like in my heart of hearts, there was a twinkle of doubt in his head. Not because of me, it's because my plans were not formulated. They were not, here's my printed business plan, here's my team ready to start working. All I need is a starter truck or something. Like, we weren't even there yet. We were on business plan number 1. We were on ideas and goals. We were on trying to just figure it out mode at that time. I went to a food truck operations class. I went to a How to Food Truck 101 class. I was doing what I should have been doing, which was all this due diligence to prepare and get ready for whatever food truck concept was going to happen. So all these talks started to be very, productive and seemingly fun. And this sounds great. I like where this is going. Those kind of positive reinforced conversations. No promises, no, signing on the dotted line right now because this is a thing and it's going to happen. It was very loose. Even so, after this producer signed me up on what is called I believe it was just it's like a loose agreement basically that says, hey, we have an interest in you that's good for up to a year. It's like an option playbook. Essentially, it's like a release agreement that basically says if this production company and this person wants to use you because they pitch this to the network and the network goes, yeah, we're in, sign this kid up. You're on some sort of loose retainer with this production company so that they don't lose you to something or you take the idea somewhere else for more money. They give you this, it's like a production retainer essentially. And I signed it. It was great. I was like, wow, we're on the way. What kind of weird reality show life am I about to sign up for? Now, because I knew, I was also a realist. I knew there was nothing formulated. There was no actual plan. The producer didn't go, okay, here's what's going to happen. By this date, this is going to happen. By this date, I'm going to call you. We're going to have another meeting. We're going to get the cast together. But there was nothing like that. It was this sort of loose hat kind of, hey, we like the conversation. We like where this could go. There's a lot of potential here. Let's suss it out. Let's hold out. And I wasn't holding my breath. I mean, I was still working for the Hard Rock, but that was about to end. And I had to end it because it was painful. It was just terrible to be part of. But it was coming. And because I was sitting on my hands a little bit, wondering and waiting for this production deal to kind of, I guess, give birth in some way, or at least have a baby bump, show something, right? Tell us something's happening, producer. Hey, possible network and production team. What's the good word on the street? I'm still over here chugging away and coming up with food truck dreams and cookies. And yeah, I'm still working and I'm trying to find some money to make this happen. I haven't got there yet, but what are we doing? Waffle, 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 waffle. Nothing's happening. Everyone's kind of just twiddling their thumbs. Now it's the holidays, right? It's near the holidays. We're getting close to the holidays. So things ain't going to be, popping. And because we're out of tourist season at the Hard Rock, yours truly had to find work because I was not going to suffer through another winter of working 15 to 22 hours at most a week and choking to pay my rent, yet struggling to find a job because the Hard Rock wants to keep you on that leash. So I had to figure it out. Well, what do I go back to? The old standby, right? Support. I'm a customer support person. I can do support. I can do customers. I can talk to anybody. I mean, I just talked to, for 2.5 years, I talked to people from other countries in different languages and sold them t-shirts and all access passes. Of course, I can take another support job. What is out there for me? While I keep chasing this dream and sort of keep fighting the good fight, because I was in it. I gotta tell you, I gotta share this with you. I wasn't half-assing this. At every opportunity, I probably lost friends because I wasn't around as much. I was absolutely so weirdly focused, driven, and just blinders on. I wanted this to happen because it was going to change my life. I did not want to work for the man anymore. I wanted to lead and run my own ship. I had the visions, and I still have the visions. But I had to work, and I had to pay the bills, and I couldn't just wait and expect something to happen from this little production deal I signed. I had to find work, and so I did. I found a job doing support for what I like to call Boner Pill Palace. Yes! Oh, Boner Pill Palace. What is that, you will say? What? Boner Pill Palace? Tell me more. Well, this was a place I was doing support, customer support on a phone. Ha! Okay, so on porn websites, adult websites for men, they advertise these pills. And I got to remember the name of some of these because it was like Mega Max or Mega Stiff or something like that. Max Explosion, some random name like that. And they sold these pills on adult websites. And they are touting to give you 3 to 5 inches more growth and girth. Impress the ladies, gents. Are you feeling a little lackluster in your girth? Well, take these Mega Blast pills and you will feel the rage. Okay, here's where the scam came in. Because you're thinking, well, that seems pretty fun. I mean, there's got to be some fun, light customers. You're just selling boner pills, right? Here's the problem. the one, like as if there's one. First of all, it was set up to fail, meaning this was like a free trial scam. And I'm going to say it was a scam because it was legally not a scam. However, the way it was set up and the way it was designed to fail, scam, 1,000%. You were given like an 18 or 21 day trial for these pills. Come on, get the Mega Max Explosion. Great. I'll do that. I just got to pay for shipping? Oh, yeah. And they're like, it's an $84 value or $79 value, whatever, but it's free. Free! Try it. You'll like it. What they don't tell you, there is fine print. Now, it is on the site when you're signing up. It is absolutely there for you to read. It is clear as day. It is a little bit fine print. It wasn't tiny print, but it was definitely like not bold and asterisked. It was just sort of there, but you had to be vigilant and read. But this is how the scam worked. You got those pills for 18 days, according to the trial. Part of that 18 days is the shipping that we take to ship to you. So if it takes 3-4 days to get to you. Your 18-day trial just suddenly became 14 days. And you're supposed to take the pills a bunch of days in a row to see if they start building up in your system. That makes no sense. And then, if you don't like the results, you have to mail them back. The unused portion of the 60 pills we send you. Realistically, you should only be taking like 2 or 3 a day or something like that. But they're like, you got to send us the pill bottle and the pills back if these do not satisfy you in the time frame that we're giving you. And they have to be back before the end of the 18 days, because on day 19, we charge the card you gave us for the shipping. We charge that card $79.95. So imagine the phone calls, the anger, the violent conversations you're having with people who tried your crappy boner pills. Now, mind you, these were essentially like horny goat weed. They were a concoction that you could take, and it was a low dosage Viagra. It was like the type that was legal enough that you could sell over the counter, just like you see in the gas stations and all that. It's basically low dose Viagra. Is it going to actually make your junk grow 3 to 5 inches? No, your skin is not going to suddenly magically stretch out and give you an actual larger unit down there. It will absolutely girth you up and swell up down there because you're taking a low-grade Viagra, but you're not getting permanent growth that's going to satisfy your lady. That is such a scam. And here's what made it even worse. Every few months, I was there for like, I think 9 months at the longest. Maybe, I want to say 7 months. They changed the name of the product 3 times within that time frame. 8 months. I'll say it was 8 months at most. It was like 3 times when I first got there. Yeah, I was just coming in on a change, so I was seeing the new Max Power. And then like 3 months in, it changed to like Maximum Impact Power or something. And then just before I left, yes, it's coming, that story's coming, they changed it again to something like Super Max or something. And that was the scam. We were working in some dingy office in Studio City. Now, as a benefit, I was absolutely losing weight and feeling good because I was doing yoga, and I was also walking to work because walking to work was just far enough that it was a challenge to walk to work, and it was a long enough exercise, and it was great to just pop on my headphones and listen to tunes and zone out for a good hour while I walked to work. But man, this place was scam-orific. Oh, it was bad. And what made it, like, they also had, like, it was the type of job where I felt like after a certain point, the federal, like the U.S. Marshals were going to kick down the door and like arrest us all and put us in cuffs against the wall while they take up all the boxes and files out of the place. You never saw the owners. I think I said they came into the office like once and people were like, oh my God, like the second coming was there. It was so weird. And I just had to deal with these angry people. My favorite was when women would call in. Why is there this $80 charge on my credit card? Oh, well, this is what we sell. Well, why would I have that? Okay, are there any males in your household? Well, just my teenage son. Ma'am, I just want to let you know, the only place we advertise our product is on adult websites. The gasps of horror and the not my son, not my child anger that came out of these women. Or the best is not my husband. They didn't know the husband was on looking porn sites and then also getting boner pills. Oh, that's a conversation to have. Husband, why are you getting boner pills? And why are you on porn sites? We need to have a conversation about our marriage. Oh, choice conversations. But listen, it was just awful. It was awful. It was one of those jobs where it's like, I don't care about these boner pills. Now, and the other thing I thought was really weird, this is just so weird, was the fact that you had to send pills back. Why was this a scam? We just threw the pills away. We didn't reuse them. We don't know what people did when they opened the pills. It was a scam. It was designed. It was like a carnival game through the mail. You had to get 3 rings in the proper sequence on the bottles. Otherwise, you don't win a prize. You have to get at least 2 of the softballs in the basket. Otherwise, no prize. Sorry. Scamerific. They built it that way because they're preying on people's forgetfulness. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I had to send those pills back. Oh, right. And if you're keeping a secret from everybody and I have to go to the mailbox and I have to send these pills back. And then you're worrying, you're hoping that the pills are on the way back in a proper amount of time. You're relying on the U.S. Postal System. Send them back. We're not paying for shipping either. That was the other fun argument. Well, send me a label. We don't have a label. You'll have to send them back on your own. We said free shipping out. We didn't say free shipping back. This is... people were just not happy with us. I mean, can you blame them? It was such a scam. Boner Pill Palace. Oh, God. It was this whole game. And it was just funny to go into work because at the end of the day, it's like, I couldn't, after I left the Hard Rock, this was like, I just got to take a job and I got to pay the rent. It was full time. It was Monday through Friday. I took it. I needed it because I couldn't survive on 15 to 20 hours. And this was just convenient enough. And it was a job where I walked in the door not caring. I walked in the door not going, I can't wait to be supervisor. I can't wait to be promoted. I can't wait to make it to the top of the food chain for Boner Pill Palace. It's not happening. I just needed a job. It was torture. It was torture. I mean, leaving the Hard Rock was no big deal. It was middle fingers in the air. I don't care. I'm done with this place. You're not going to provide me what I need anyway, and you don't care about your employees. Love all, serve all, except for the employees that you hire. I mean, it's what I had to do to stay sane and stay employed and pay the rent. It's what I had to do, and it was bad mentally. But I had hope. I had a light at the end of the tunnel. It was called a cookie truck. It was called a cookie business. It was called baking. During that time, I remember during a couple years' time, during the Hard Rock era and all that, I took a cake decorating class. It was like 8 lessons out in Canoga Park at this place called Cake Creations. And it was like the Joanne Fabrics hubbub local cake decorating place, and they had lessons. So I was in it. I was like, I'm baking and I'm cooking and I'm trying cookies and I'm starting to play with this. And I'm telling you what, it starts to get warmer and warmer. We are getting somewhere. I create a business plan because a friend, I was talking to him about this whole thing, and he's like, people want a business plan. It's great to have dreams. It's great to have all these dreams and these visions of having a cookie business and a cookie food truck. But it's got to have numbers behind it. So yours truly, who hated doing math and had to figure it out, was doing cost and doing all this, cost and profit and, all the just crunching numbers, initial investment costs, product costs, equipment costs, daily operation costs, taxes, business licenses, hiring, rates, hours. What was I gonna do? I mapped it all out. I had to, because again, I was in my own head. I was, starting to flirt with somebody online who lived in Chicago. Bad investment. I dated him long distance, sort of. I was more into it than he ever was. And essentially it came around to that he was just using me to come out to LA and go to Disneyland. So that was cute. That's a whole nother podcast about relationships. And then I was like, I'm still doing this thing and I'm still kind of flirting with being single and staying together. And I'm working at this Boner Pill Palace and I'm being flirted with by this producer who kind of wants to use me for a show and a reality show, but we're not sure what it is. It's coming around to like December, January. We're hitting January and it's called All Quiet on the Western Front as far as this production deal. When I see an advertisement online for the Great Food Truck Race Season 3. Hey, are you an aspiring food truck owner and want to start your life as a food truck operator and get out there and chase food truck dreams? Season 3 is right for you. The first 2 seasons, we had established food trucks. And we had people who had already been in the business. Season 3 is entrepreneurs and dreamers who want to change their life and make something happen. What? My brain starts melting. That's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly where I'm at. That's where I'm at in the pocket right now. I have all these dreams and hopes and ideas of a food truck. But I'm making cookies. I've watched the food truck race before. They are making sausages. They are making hamburgers and hot dogs and tacos and the other things. I didn't see a cookie truck. And as far as I knew, food truck races and race, the show had the word race in it. I don't know how I'm going to race anybody making cookies when they're going to take 20 to 25 minutes in the oven. And if we do a shrimp challenge, what am I going to do? A food truck shrimp cookie? Like, what am I doing? So my brain was like, huh? But I had this deal with this producer. And he's also producing the Great Food Truck Race. But I have this deal. And I'm working at the Boner Pill Palace. What do I do? What am I going to do? Where am I going with this food truck? I don't know what's going to happen. And you'll find out what happens on Friday. Oh, of course I can't. I got to lead you to the water, kids. I can't let you drink just yet. Oh my gosh. What happens at the end of this weird road where I'm trying to do my own food truck and I see a possible opportunity for a reality show, but I also have a producer who wants me for my own reality show. But at the same time, I'm working at this Boner Pill Palace, which sucks, and I don't want to work there anymore, but I got to pay the bills. And I've been through this ringer before, and I don't know if I can take a leap because I don't have any safety net. Well, tune in on Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, have a lovely Thanksgiving. If you are celebrating, please eat some turkey, eat some tofurkey, eat it all. I am so excited to stuff my face. Listen, get out of the way. I'm eating some pumpkin pie and a whole tub of Cool Whip. That's what we're doing to celebrate. Now, I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. Episode 36. We're making it, darlings. We're almost there. We're getting there. Please tune in again on Friday. I appreciate you all, my 11 listeners. Please come back. Please, for my new listeners, subscribe, like, comment, share. Get it out there. I mean, we've only been doing this for like 17 weeks or more. I mean, it'll catch on sooner or later. By that time, I'll be writing the book, and then you'll just have to buy the book. That's how it's going to work. Thank you so much once again. I say this every week, and I'll say it again because, I love to hear the sound of my own voice. Ha! Kidding. Tell a friend. Tell your mom, tell your neighbor, tell your dad, tell your brother, tell your sister, I'm going to start it over. And listen, I got all out of the flow because tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your neighbor, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell everyone. This has been New Job. Who dis?